couple times. I'm not sure.
Hey, good afternoon. Are we ready to call the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case number 22R01628. This is the People versus Ariana Lanisha Jones Mathis. Your appearance, please, Counselor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Stephen Lynch on behalf of the defendant for today's hearing via Zoom. Consent to same.
Thank you very much. And Miss, please identify yourself for the record.
Nice and loud, louder. Yeah.
Very well. And Counselor, how are we proceeding with respect to these two misdemeanor charges?
Judge, my understanding she's charged with drunk driving. What's the second count?
Your Honor, there is a operating while with a blood alcohol content high back in essence, as well as a no insurance misdemeanor.
Oh, it is a super drunk? Okay.
Affirmative.
Judge, for purposes of arraignment, waive the formal reading, stand mute to the charges.
Very well. Thank you. A not guilty plea will be entered upon your client's behalf. And now speaking as to bond, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, my client is 20 years of age. My understanding she has no criminal history. I am not aware, obviously we do not get the police reports, but I'm not aware of any aggravating factors other than maybe the higher number, but obviously it's an allegation at this point as to the alcohol level. We're asking the court for a personal bond. She's unemployed at this point. This is a non-assaultive crime. I did explain to her that she would be under bond conditions, which would include drug and alcohol testing, and she's aware of that, and we're requesting the assistance of an attorney through MIDC, please.
Thank you for all that information, Mr. Lynch. It seems as though you've done this before.
Maybe once. You as well, Judge.
And does your client continue to reside at a Mogul Street address in Detroit?
Yes, Judge, she indicated the information given to the officers was a correct address, and the phone number on there is her mother's. But I explained to her that on the attorney form, make sure she puts her address, phone number, and email.
Very well. And so she understands that and she'll get that squared away for the benefit of the court and herself.
Correct.
All right. Just one final question, respective of contact information. And can she tell us who she resides on that Mogul address with?
I believe it's her mother.
Okay, very well.
Your Honor, Detective Urich for the Royal Oak Police Department. I can confirm what Mr. Lynch said. She has no criminal history. This appears to be her first alcohol offense. And aside from driving at a high rate of speed and having a high BAC, there's no other extenuating circumstance.
Okay. Given
you,
that fact, obviously the purpose of bond is not to punish somebody or to make any form of any type of judgment as to the presumption of innocence, which Ms. Mathis carries with her everywhere she goes. That being said, this is a fairly serious charge. And for that reason, to begin, I'm going to ask that there be supervision through our pretrial service unit up at Oakland County. And unless you have it committed to memory yourself, Mr. Lynch, I'm going to recite that number. That number is 248-451-2315. And as soon as Ms. Jones Mathis gains her liberty, she is to call them. If it is after their normal business hours, the court would ask that she call the very next day, if at all possible, unless of course it's a weekend. But we need that to happen. As well, I would intend to, at minimum, do a first-time test for any controlled substances not prescribed by a physician. And if that test is negative, there need be no further testing for drugs. If that test is positive, we would ask that she test once per week for controlled substances. And we are going to ask that she submit for alcohol testing 3 times per week. And that would obviously be an ETG test, Mr. Lynch?
Yes,
Very well. And lastly, given the nature of the offense, the seriousness of the offense, but as she is represented by excellent counsel, and we believe that she will come back and redress this matter, I am comfortable setting a $1,000 10% bond, which means $100 will gain her her liberty. Are you aware of whether or not she and her family can make that $100?
I am not, Judge. As I indicated, she is unemployed. I don't know if she's been able to talk to her mother at all. I guess I'd repeat that this is non-assaultive first offense, so we would ask for a personal bond since you put her on testing and things.
We understand.
Your Honor, we have received numerous phone calls at the station regarding her. So her family, I'm sure, is going to be able to post. And
Okay.
she just indicated that they would be able to as well.
All right, very well. So we will leave it there at 1,000 with 10%. So that's a $100 cash bond. Obviously, she's a fine person. She's got a good family, and she's worth well more than that to her family. And she wishes MIDC counsel moving forward.
Yes,
All right, for that reason, obviously, that brings into focus the acuity of that contact information, which she has to make sure is as complete and accurate as possible. Is there anything further today, Counselor?
no, Judge, just I would indicate to my client, when you do get out of the jail, walk over to the courthouse and ask them for the phone number for the pretrial services. They should be able to give you a piece of paper with that information. That's it.
Very well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.